All right. All right, y'all. So we are live. If you take a moment, just take a moment right now and go to your page and share this with the people that you know. And that way everybody can get the information that we are about to get. And it's not just information. We are here. It's Travel Tuesday, y'all. I
Yes.
am here with
Yay.
my co-host Joy. Hey Joy.
Hey, Gladys. Hey, sisters. Hey, everyone.
So we are excited to be here, y'all. Take a moment,
Yep.
share, which is what we're doing right now. It's not that we're not paying attention to you, but we
Exactly.
have to share this video as well because we want
Exactly.
everybody in the whole wide world to have the opportunity to hear, to ask questions, and all that. So we are live on the Sisters Cafe page. If you're watching from my page, then you could go ahead and I don't know. You can go ahead and tag your friends, share the video, all that good stuff. So that is what we're doing right now for everybody. Raise your hand if you did it already.
You know what? I'm not seeing it. I might have gone to the wrong
And
thing.
for some
There
reason,
we
it's not
go.
being
There we
public.
go.
Is it letting you? Oh, there it goes. There
There
we
it
go.
goes. Yeah.
There we go. We got it, y'all. We got it.
There
So
it
tag your
is.
friends, tag your people, tell everybody you know, and especially anybody who is a frequent traveler. We want to address some things for you as well because we do have the expert cruiser traveler over here. Expert, not expert because she wrote the book, not expert, I mean read a book, not expert because she just been watching pictures and reading articles. We talking about on cruises all the time. She has learned to love it, she has grown to love it, and that is her thing. So anybody who wants to know how to travel, what to bring, what not to bring, how you get there, what we should do, where we should go, how all that good stuff, how long it lasts, how big the bathroom is, she can answer your questions. She can answer. I remember when I was trying to figure out what cruise to go on, I asked you how big the bathroom was because I'm like, I'm looking for the big girl bathrooms. I don't know about
Right.
y'all, but I
Right.
need space.
Right.
One thing I can't stand is
Right.
well, I know, and I know that's on me. So I get that, but we in this body right now, so we're gonna have to
Mm-mm-mm.
compensate in certain areas, like
Right.
that airplane bathroom.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
not for me. And y'all, I had
Exactly.
to use it this time. I did,
Oh, my
and I was like,
Lord.
I tried to hold it and hold it and hold
And
it,
with the little one, oh my
the
goodness.
little one, and I'm
Ooh.
like, it's better if you just back up in there, like just
Oh, TMI.
I'm like, I can't turn around. I
Oh
don't
my
know where it
Lord.
is if I do turn around. So I had to use my imagination
Uh,
and I went ahead because what we were not going to do is have an accident that far up in the air. Just
that's
wasn't
so
going to
funny.
happen.
So funny. But I'm excited. I'm excited
Yes.
about our Travel Tuesday series. We are almost through our first six topics. We only have two left. Yes, we've done four of them already. We only have two left. Tonight's topic is going to be I'm too busy or I just don't have time. Those are the two, for me, those are the two most often used um, concerns, either the reason for not joining or being afraid of really launching their business and getting full throttle into it. So I thought that would be an awesome thing to address tonight, because there's actually so many layers to that. The answer to that, or the solution to that, even stating it itself. When we say we're too busy, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. So it's not that anybody has more time per se than another. It's just what is taking up that time, what our priorities are. And that's fair. That is absolutely fair. When you've got somebody who has no spouse, no children, retired off of a job, they might have a lot more available in their 24-hour block than somebody who is married, you know, caregiving, multiple children, you know, different situations. So, I mean, it's a fair statement. I'm not making light of anybody's circumstances, but what I'm saying is that we all have the same 24 hours. So what determines the amount of time that we have or that we use is where we prioritize things. So for this, it's no different. You know, it is absolutely no difference. When people say, well, I just don't have time, my first thing is, well, how much time do you think it takes? That's my first thing. Like, how much time do you think it takes? Because most people would be pleasantly surprised to realize it does not really take a lot of effort to do the business. It doesn't really take a lot of time to book travel. If you have ever booked travel before, so this doesn't matter which side of the business you're trying to work or focus on. If you have ever booked travel, you know how long it takes you to get on Expedia or Travelocity or any of that, how long it takes you to look for a flight. It's really no different over here. The only difference in that regard is that you're doing it for yourself, you know, that you're going to get paid at the end of that transaction. So whether you look on them, we talked about this last week, whether you look on them.com or you.com, either way, you're still looking and you're booking. So the time is no different. So most of the time when people say that, they're just in general thinking more things like this. What is the learning curve? How much do I have to learn? How many meetings do I have to attend? How often are y'all going to be bothering me? And that's usually what people are asking. So let's just get the elephants out of the room. And I did say elephants out of the room because that's usually what people are trying to say. I just don't want to be on the phone with y'all. I don't want to be on Zooms with y'all. I don't want to be in meetings with y'all. I don't want to be on all of this. And that's usually what people are concerned about. So let's deal with that. First and foremost, this business it is a business that you are purchasing. Let's get that one straight. It is a business. However, this business can be worked as a hobby. It can be worked part-time. It can be worked full-time. So that right there gives you some leeway into the amount of time you're willing to put into it. So the next thing I want to know after I ask how much time you think it takes, you know, to do this, my next thing is, what is it that you want out of the business? Because that also determines. Some of us have aggressive goals. Some of us have aggressive time frames. That's why you see some of us going aggressively. Right. Some people, again, this is just leisure for them. We sell recess. For some people, they just realize, look, this is fun. I love to travel. I'm doing it anyway. I might as well get paid. Those people might book 1 or 2 trips a year, use their business for that, enjoy it, get their tax benefits, and move on about their business. Obviously, for them, it's not taking as long or as much of their time. So again, what is it that you want out of the business? What do you want? How long, how soon do you want it? How badly do you want it? And what are you willing to do to get it? So that's really the questions that I would be asking you if I was coaching you on that, to see what your time frame is. So if you give me an answer like, you know, I want to make 6 figures in this business. Well, obviously, if you want to make 6 figures, that I'm going to tell you it's possible, because it absolutely is. We have people making 7 figures in this business. Our founder is way up there. So, you know, it's possible. But then my next question is then, what is your time frame? So if you tell me, oh, I want to make 6 figures in the next, 18 months, I want to make 6 figures in the next 3 years, I want to make 6 figures in the next 5 years. Okay, then we can put you on a plan that will get you there. It is absolutely doable. We just had a young lady do 6 figures in 14 months, from 0 to 6 figures in 14 months. She had an aggressive schedule. We've got other people who have done it in 3 years, 4 years. So again, what is your time frame? Now, if you tell me you want to make that 6 figures and you want to make that in the next 3 months or the next 90 days, and my next question after that is, okay, well, how much time are you willing to put into this? Like, how much time are you willing to give it? Because again, people have done some fantastic things, but what are you willing to do? And if you tell me, well, I don't really have time, I don't want to be on any meetings, I don't want to be on any coaching calls, I don't want to do any of that, I don't want to go to anything, I just want to make these six figures in the next 90 days, and I only want to give you about, 15 minutes a day, then yeah, we're going to tell you that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. So it's not that we don't have time. It's where we prioritize this. I wonder, are your viewers seeing you like I'm seeing you? You went out for me.
It's possible, but I don't see it over here.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well,
and because we're live,
one.
there's nothing I can do about it.
No, job. Just checking. Just checking. I was letting you know in case you didn't know. I do see you again, but you did go out and you're blurry.
Okay.
So anyway, again, back to the time. Yes, those are the questions that I would ask. So how much time are you willing to put into it? I always tell people another thing is, how organized are you? Because that's another thing. How are you using the time that you already have? I am a huge proponent of doing double and triple duty. You've heard me say that over and over again in these tips, doing things, combining things. I do a lot of training in the car while I'm cooking. I do a lot of coaching in the car while I'm cooking. One of my favorite times to do my coaching and my travel booking is in my commute home, because most of us, over 90% of us, do this on a part-time basis with the money that we're making being supplemental to our day jobs. So obviously our day jobs, the ones that are actually feeding and helping us to survive on a day-to-day basis, they have a priority, but we don't let that over prioritize the importance of having our own business and having our own legacy and building our own empire on the side. So again, if you could put in the short answer to that question for anybody that is wondering, if you're willing to give this, an hour and 30 minutes a day, you can be hugely successful. If you have to break that down into 15-minute increments throughout the day, that's another thing that's available. And this is how I tell people you absolutely can do it. Get up a little earlier, stay up a little later, take half of your lunch. Again, work during your commute, work during, I do a lot of stuff again while I'm in the shower. Well, not in the shower, like when I'm in the tub. So I make good use of my time. Really good use of my time. I am extremely organized like that. Everybody is not, but you don't have to be successful. Again, my goals are aggressive. My time frame is aggressive. Therefore, the energy and the amount of time I put in is aggressive. If that is not your story, that won't be, you won't have to be as aggressive as I am with it. So hopefully that answers questions of how much time do you want to put in and what do you want out of it? That is completely up to you. Again, that's what we're selling. 1, recess. 2, freedom. Work it how you want.
Right.
It's up to you. Now, if you don't get the results you want, then come talk to us and let's set up a plan.
Right. And 2, I want to add, I think I heard it, I'm not sure which event it was, but we often say we don't have time for certain things. We don't have time to build it. But the question in that event was, but you have time to be broke.
Right. Hello.
So I think in this era, in this society, we're more of a microwave society than anything. So generally, we're not understanding that no matter what we're doing, it has to be built.
Exactly.
So it could be travel. It could be your own business. It could be a t-shirt factory. It doesn't even matter. It could be a coffee shop.
Yes.
It could even Starbucks, a new Starbucks. I mean, they've already built their brand. But if they build one in the middle of nowhere, it takes a minute for everybody to realize, wait, there's a Starbucks over there. They still had to build it. You still have to market yourself. You still have to put yourself out there. So what concerns me is some of us who get in a position financially that we don't like, or maybe we're afraid of, then we want to run and we want to see what we can do quickly to get money. However, had we just started when somebody handed us the opportunity, when the government decides you don't need your job anymore, when your sole proprietor boss walks up and says, oh, by the way, I have to let you go. You turn around and do like I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Or that spouse decides to walk out on you,
Right.
or you get that diagnosis and you
Right.
can no longer, or you have, we had our very esteemed director White, had a stroke on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
When
Wow.
you're the sole breadwinner, when you're the only one, you don't want to. One of the things we tell people is do not wait until it is raining to fix your roof,
For real. I
to
like that.
check to check your roof, to see if your roof can withstand rain. Like,
Right.
do not wait to set it
Right.
up. So absolutely, and I say it all the time also, people, they don't want to be a part of a get rich quick scheme and then come in and get mad because they don't get rich quick.
Quick.
Everything
Right.
takes time. And then, this is not our topic, but I'll throw it in for free. The moment we tell them there's a cost to one purchasing the business, well, I have to buy a business. Well, what business they're giving away for free? And
Right.
then number two is like, well, I got to pay a monthly fee. Well, what business doesn't have some kind of overhead?
Right.
I don't care if you open up a lemonade stand. Do you not know that you need lemons? You have to buy lemons
Right.
if you're going to have a lemonade stand.
Right.
So you're gonna need some sugar, some kind of a sweetener. You're
The
gonna need
cup giveaway.
signs. Yes, you're gonna have to pour that lemonade in
Yep.
something. So I'm like, there is a cost to doing business. This is not the only way, and a lot of people shun. Oh, that's probably another topic I'm going to do. A lot of people shun it because it's network marketing or because it's multi-level marketing. I'm not going to give you the cliche about how your job does this or how this. I'm not even going to go through all of that. I'm just going to say this: every business has some form of marketing involved with it. Like you just said, you've got to tell people you're in business. So the best form of marketing is word of mouth. So you're in a business, we're using our word of mouth advertising. We are selling a product, so we're not a pyramid. And yes, there is an overhead cost to it because everything you need to run this business turnkey is provided to you from day one. All of your access, your credentials, your insurances, your licensing, everything you need, including your training. And then you also get the freedom of running this business. One of my favorite directors here in the Texas market, favorite in the sense of how she runs her business. I love her model. She does a lot of automation. So some people come in and they run with it and they don't go to a ton of meetings and they don't do a lot of Zooms and they don't do a lot of stuff. They have a lot of things that are very automated so that they're very hands off of their business. And then you've got other ones of us who are literally very hands on with our business. So the freedom is here. The travel industry is vast. You can work it how you want to, when you need to, as long as you're within compliance. If you are coachable, you will go a lot further. If you are innovative, you will go a lot further. And I only say that to say, because some people are like, I just don't have the time. I don't want to sit on meetings. You don't have to. You don't have to. And I'm not going to tell you you're only going to be successful if you do.
Right.
I'm just going to tell you, if you don't have a certain skill set of your own, then you'll need to join in and learn it from those that do. And that takes time. If you have a skill set, if you have a base, if you already have clientele or a family or a huge itinerary of your own, then yeah, you can jump right in, do it, and run it on your own terms. As long as you are compliant, there is nobody there to pressure you. The people who turn around and say, well, I joined and they just kind of pressure me, all they wanted to do was build, we're going to ask you what your goals are.
Right.
And what, based upon the goals you give us, that's the plan we're going to put you on. And then if your goals change, say that.
Right.
Girl, I didn't realize when I said I wanted residual income that meant I was going to have to build a team. Well, yes, if you want residual income, you're going to have to build a team. I didn't realize that. That's not for me. Okay. But you're not going to get residual income booking 2 cruises a year.
Right. Right.
So, or get booking flights to Vegas. That's not going to give you residual income. Mm-hmm. So come in, let us teach you, let us show you what's available to you.
Mhm.
And then let us tell you how much time it'll take to do that, and then make up your mind. Again, I cannot reiterate this enough. You get 30 days to come in and test drive the business from the inside. See
Mhm.
what you have access to. See what it is we're offering. It is way more than we can tell you in any presentation. It is huge. Travel is huge. Entertainment is huge, and it's growing daily. Come in, test it out for the 30 days, kick the tires, so to speak, try it out, see if it's for you. Then make your decision
Mhm.
on, okay, yeah, it's not for me. I'm going to take you up on that money back, money back offer, get my money back.
Right. Right.
You know, it works. It's just more than I want to be bothered with. Or, you
Mhm.
know, it doesn't work for the amount of time and effort that I'm willing to give it. So, you know, and all of that is fair. All
And
of
it
that.
is. It is.
Yes, ma'am.
One, this is a good time. If anybody has any questions, right now is a great time because we are about to get off here in a few minutes. So if you have
Absolutely.
any questions, right now is the time.
Absolutely.
I would like to add though, we've talked about that, but I do, for the people's sake, want to give them a travel tip. Do you
Oh,
have?
yeah. A travel tip. Well, the first one I'm always going to give you is travel from the inside, not the outside. Purchase your travel business so that you are purchasing travel from yourself. That's always going to be the number one tip I give you. Now, for those of you that are still thinking about that, have not done that, or maybe you have done that and you're tuning in as a business partner on the replay, yes, I do have a travel tip. One thing that I always like to do from the inside is I always like to stop and see what they offer agents. I
Mm,
love to stop and ask that. So just like you might have AAA or you know, AARP or something like that, when you call a hotel and start or anything, be like, hey, do you offer AARP discounts? Dang, I'm dating myself now. Huh? I'm talking about my AARP benefits. But just like you call and be like, hey, do you have AAA or do you have ARP? One of the tips that I would like to offer those in the business is stop and ask, hey, do you have travel agent or travel advisor rates? That's something that I would do. And then if you're not, again, in the business, then I would suggest you getting into the business, reaching out to somebody and letting us help you with that. Do not book cruises or travel through a third party site when you can be booking it from yourself. So that's the tip that I would love to give you.
and tell them again about that them.com versus you.com. That's
Them.com means somebody is going to get a commission every time you log into any website where they're booking anything. And again, we talked about this last week. It's not just travel. So if you go to any site to purchase tickets, airfare, cruises, hotels, any of them.coms, they are getting paid for the
mhm.
work that you were doing. You're going to look, you're going to research, you're going to put in your information, you're going to pay, they're going to get paid. When you can go to you.com, which is when you join this business, we give you as part of your business, as part of uh your purchase price, you will get your two websites so that you can one market the business to someone else and earn money that way, or so that you can then have a you.com, whatever you chose. Mine is travelingwithjoy.com. Other people have theirs simply as the intellitravel.com. They don't change it, but it is still them on the other side of it. And every time you do the exact same thing that you're doing already, booking that trip, you then begin to get the commission that was already built into that. So that would be my tip for travel on this Tuesday.
Well, that is awesome. Thank you for joining me one more Tuesday, y'all. We are here
Yeah.
every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for a quick travel tip. That
Yeah.
is why we are in at 7 and usually out by 7:30. Now we will stay longer if you have questions. And then
Absolutely.
if you're watching the replay and you still have questions, inbox your name and your phone number and your email, and you can get all the information and the questions that you want. And as
Absolutely.
we always say, if you are watching from Joy's page, just type in the number 4 and she will get back to you. We are watching, we are paying attention.
Absolutely.
So she will
Absolutely.
get back to you. And if you're watching from mine, you will type in the number 7. So
Absolutely.
we are super excited. I
Yes.
love Travel Tuesdays.
Yes, me too. Me too. Me
Speaking
too.
of Travel Tuesday, we just rode through Galveston, through Kemah, and back.
Oh,
We
we.
just got it was a beautiful day. The beach was just beaching,
Uh,
people outside. We ate
yeah.
at Bubba Gump's. It
Okay.
was just nice day, a very nice
Beautiful.
day for a
We sell
traveler.
recess. That's what
We
we do.
sell
And see, this is
recess.
something you were going to do anyway. So
Right.
how awesome is it that now you get to do that as an insider?
Oh, I love it.
Whether
I
you
love it.
get a better rate or not, whether you save money or not, which 9 times out of 10 we do, but whether you do or not, all of that is part of your business travel as you are going around and you are researching and you are showing and you are experiencing the life. I'm going to talk about next week. I won't give the topic, but I will. One of my tips that I'm going to deal with, because
Mhm.
y'all know I love cruising, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite cruise lines. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite cruise lines and why. So,
Mm.
cruising in general is an excellent way to go, and I hate for people to sleep on that because they're afraid of water. I really do. So I want to talk to y'all who are afraid of water, or those
Okay.
of you who feel, or those of you who feel like, you don't understand, you don't understand the hype of cruising and all that. I want to talk to you about cruising and how it's a better bang for your buck. So that's
Or the ones who think they're gonna automatically be seasick.
oh yeah, yeah,
I mean, you don't even know. When I
yeah.
tell you it's a city on the inside.
Oh yeah.
You don't even know
Where
you're floating.
where you cruise matters. And
Okay.
another freebie right now, what line you cruise on matters is what I was saying by where.
Okay.
Where you go to, that can matter too.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you, not just that, but when you cruise matters. So that's a freebie, a free
Wait,
tip for
what you
tonight.
mean?
Ooh.
Like we're gonna have to talk about
When
that one. Put that
when
down in the
you
topic. I need to
cruise
know.
when you cruise matters, and that matters for a lot of reasons. When you cruise can matter, determine it can be determined, it can determine the price you're going to pay. It can determine the weather, the seas.
Oh,
See, this is another reason to use a travel advisor.
yeah. Yeah.
People just go out there like, I was talking to my brother the other day and he's like, I was looking at these, I'm going to the Bahamas, and I was like, when? He's like, well, we're gonna go at this certain time and all that. And I was like, all I did was look, and he was like, I was gonna run it by you first. He's like,
Right.
for sure. I was gonna run it by you first. They're in the business, but they're
Okay.
not as active. Again, like I said, you can be as active or not active as you
Right.
want.
Right.
So he's like, I was gonna run it by you first. I know you know. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, I'm gonna tell you, you're the reason you got that amazing deal for the Bahamas in June is because it's hurricane season.
Oh, wait, and we know that all too well, don't we?
Yes. Now, hear me out. That's the best time to go. Be flexible, be insured, and get your excellent rate. What are the odds that you're gonna get caught in the hurricane? I was like,
Oh no.
take the trip, book the trip. Again, be flexible, be insured.
Be insured.
Yes, be
Yes.
flexible and be insured.
Okay.
Hello. And insurance is one of the products that we sell also.
A one-stop shop, huh?
Protect yourself and earn some money on protecting yourself. Come on now. Stop, y'all. Just
Right.
stop.
Right.
Why won't you do this? Why
I was
would
going to
we
ask
do
you,
this?
why do we shun insurance? Is it because of the extra cost? Because we don't think we're going to need it? Why do we not just automatically take the insurance?
Yes. Yes. Most people, most it so I'm gonna tell you, no shade, because I just got off of Spirit myself, but there are people. I get it. You know, when you're booking Spirit and you're trying to get a Motel 6 hotel and you are trying to do, you know, take your family of 12 on a vacation for, you know, $200. I get it. You don't want to pay the extra to ensure that you're just doing the best you can to get where you're going.
Right. Right.
That's a legitimate reason, you know, to be like, look, I can't afford it.
Right.
Can you afford the risk of not having it? You have to weigh that out.
Right.
But that's one of the legit reasons. People just like, you know, I'm barely able to take the trip. I can't afford to add an extra $100 a person, $50 a person, whatever it is, you know, to ensure my trip. So that is one reason. Another reason is people are just uneducated, and that is what we do over here. This is why you want to work with advisors. We can educate you on the benefits of having it. Some people just don't get it. I've traveled for years and nothing has happened. Why do I need it?
Right.
Same reason we insure our homes, the same reason we insure our automobiles. You do not want something to happen and you are not covered.
Yeah.
I just had a young lady who took a group. Her father took ill with heart problems while on the ship. They weren't insured. He needed to get back home, couldn't get back home, had to do the best they can with the medical care they had on board, got him off the ship, had to take him straight into ER. He's been in the hospital ever since. So, you know, it's like when you don't have the foresight to realize the value of it, that's one of the reasons. There's another lady who's been all over social media. I don't know her exact story, but she was in someplace swimming with the dolphins, slipped on a dolphin, fell on his fin, wound up in the hospital, couldn't get back. Then they had to do a GoFundMe. She wound up staying in whatever country she was in for a couple of weeks while they're trying to raise money to bring her back home and help her with her medical fees. What are the odds you're going to slip on a dolphin and hurt yourself? We don't know the odds. We don't know the odds. Right. So if you're not a gambler, don't play the odds.
Right.
Protect yourself. And then a lot of people don't realize that it really isn't as expensive for what it is you can get and the peace of mind that you can get. People are, again, just uneducated about it. And some people do put travel protection on their trips. And then they think that because they've put travel protection that they have insured themselves. And there's a difference with that too. And that's a whole...
we're going to have to do that.
That's a whole other topic. That's a whole other topic where I can do a teaching and a tip.
Please do.
Of the difference between that travel protection and travel insurance.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So we are, because we're giving y'all way too many tips right now. We got a whole year to give you tips. So we're going to...
We can revisit. We can revisit.
And of course, you can hit us up, though. You can hit us up and ask any questions that you want. If there is a topic that you would want to know, let us know.
Absolutely.
Let us know. Does the insurance fly a traveler home early if needed in emergency?
Depending on the insurance policy that you get, but absolutely. And I am not an insurance broker, but we can sell you those policies. So I have to always preface that with, we are not insurance brokers, but yes, depending upon the policy, we can find you a policy that will cover all the things that you would be concerned about covering, and that would determine your the rate, the plan that we picked.
Okay, sir, we appreciate your joining us this Tuesday, and we appreciate your questions. All right, y'all, we are getting ready to get off here, but thank you very much. Share, tag anybody that might need or want this information. Joy, do you have anything you want to close out and let them know?
Nope, that was it. Thanks again. We enjoy coming to you guys. I'm definitely looking forward to speaking with you and you guys sharing this information. I'm looking to grow this platform. I would love to be able to get these Tuesdays popping where we can answer questions. Yeah, where we can get your questions answered and get you educated. I want you educated. That's the goal. I want you educated. I don't want anybody missing out on this opportunity.
Right.
I just want to educate you. I am not trying to, we do not want to force anything on you. We just want to share. We just
Right.
want to share. We want to educate you on what's available to you.
Right. Because sharing is caring.
It's
And again, we will not close this out without saying also that we share Jesus as well.
absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
do share Jesus here at the
I
cafe.
give you Jesus. Oh, yes.
All right, don't start another 30 minutes,
I
Joy.
know. Here we go. Here we
Because
go.
we can talk all day
Exactly.
about God.
15-minute tips turn into 30-minute tips
For real.
every
For
time.
real. For real. But
All right,
y'all stay
everyone.
tuned
Yes.
next Tuesday, every Tuesday, but send in your questions. Tag a person who needs to know, and make sure that you are here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. here at Sisters Cafe. See you next
Absolutely.
time.
See you
Bye.
next time. Bye.